and welcome back to another 30-minute runner-specific Pilates workout. As always, you just need yourself and a mat, and if you've got any injuries or anything that doesn't feel right, please make sure to adapt or pause or take longer breaks as necessary. And if you want to add a bit longer of a warm-up and a cool-down, that is totally fine. Obviously, we try and get in a good workout within these 30-minute window, so please feel free to take as much time as you need or as you have. And we are going to start stood up, feet hip distance apart, and just start with some nice big shoulder rolls, scooping the stomach muscles to the spine, bringing the shoulders right up towards the ears, thinking about that Pilates breath. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth, and then changing direction. Core really nice and tight here. And then into our arm circles. I really just like to wake up the upper body before we start, because these tend to be a lot more core and glute focused as we are runners. But it's good to really open up the chest as well, because I do think that we can get quite tight through the chest and the shoulders when we are running. So it's always just nice to get rid of all the clicks. Taking the arms out to the side, we're going to exhale, twist over to the right, keeping these hip bones facing the front, and then inhale back through the center. Exhale over to the side. And last one. And back through the center, arms down. We're going to drop that chin to the chest and slowly rolling down the spine, one vertebra at a time, relaxing the head and neck at the bottom, and then slowly rolling back up the spine, one vertebra at a time, rolling the shoulders back, and then again dropping that chin to the chest, rolling back down. Really relax the head, and then slowly rolling back up, one vertebra at a time. Again, just roll those shoulders back, and then coming back onto our side. We're going to step our right leg back, and the hands are going to go above the head. So we're stepping it back into a lunge, send that knee down to the mat, and then squeeze back up. And the other side. Good. Stepping up really nice and tall in between each one, she says as she's about to fall. Good, send the knee down. We're going to drop and pulse on this one, so just knee is going down towards the mat, really squeezing that glute. Breathe, shoulders down, core nice and tight. Last 3, 2, 1. Step it back, and then onto the other side. Driving that knee down towards the mat. Core really nice and tight. Breathe, deep breaths. 3, 2, 1, and step it back. Now we're going to do some single leg work, so I want you to bring the weight into that right foot. We're going to extend forward, lengthen the arm and leg, and then control back in, and try bring that knee up into a 90-degree angle. Good work. So we're really testing that balance of the supporting leg. Sweep it through, core tight, and then drive the leg, lifting up out the hips. Good. And again. Try to pick a spot and stare at it so you don't lose that concentration. Lifting up. Good, extend. And then back through. We're going to finish it here with just some pulses. So it's just drive that knee up. Last 3, 2, 1, and bring that foot back down. And we're going to go straight over on to the other side. So again, just pick a spot for balance. lifting right up out of those hips and keep the core really nice and tight. And we're going to do this supporting leg. So weight shifts into the left. We're going to extend and lengthen. And then draw that knee back up to a 90-degree angle. Good, nice and controlled. Try keep this hip bone down. Keep the core really nice and tight. Drive it up. We're working on that ankle strength and stability. That'll help us when we're running. Breathe. Drive it up. And last one. And then pulse. Lifting about that hip. Drive that knee up. For 10. Last 5. 3. And bring that foot back down. Sending the bum, bringing the feet back hip width apart, and then we're going to send the bum back and the weight through the heels. Arms above the head and squeeze at the top. Good. Keep those shoulders down. We've got 3 more here. Last 2. And last one. Coming back up, and then finally, to finish while we're standing, we're just going to go into our calf raises. So going through the feet, I want you to lift up and control back down. And up. Really pull up through the legs, the hips, the core, the neck. Good, remembering to breathe. We've got 5 more here. Good, last 3. Go right through the feet. Last 2. And last one. And down. Good work. And now we are bringing ourselves down to seated. You want your bum flat on the mat, feet flat on the floor, and knees up towards that ceiling, up towards the ceiling, and we're just hugging the backs of our thighs. We're going to sit up nice and tall and then scoop the stomach muscles to the spine and take a nice C curve, and then control back up. Good work. Core nice and tight. Really round that spine, and then push it nice and tall in between each one. Scooping the stomach muscles to the spine. Good work. Take the hands just above the knees. So you're going to take it back. Drive the elbow towards the back of the room. We're going to stick with this left side. Sitting up nice and tall in between each one. Remember, three, 2, 1, and coming back up. We're going to straight onto the other side. So sitting up nice and tall, and then draw that right arm back, shoulders relaxed, and up. Good, sitting up nice and tall. Good work, really scooping those stomach muscles to the spine. We've got 2 more here. And last one, we're going to hold. Open up that arm, hold it there. Breathe. Last 3, 2, 1. Return it back up. And then finally, straight back. And from here, we're just going to pulse. Shoulders down. core tight, keep those knees parallel. Last 3, 2, 1, and sitting up nice and tall. Extend the legs, rolling back down the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Make sure every bone hits the mat, one at a time, and then just hug the knees to the chest and just gently rock from side to side, massage the lower spine, and then pop the feet down onto the mat and knees up towards the ceiling, and then bring those hands behind the head, keeping the elbows right out to the side so we open up the chest. Tucking that tailbone under, core nice and tight. We're going to sit up with a bent leg, extend, back in, elbow towards the knee, and back down. We're going to go the same leg. So we come up through the centre, extend the leg, back in, drive the elbow, and back down. Good work, lots to think about. So we exhale up, elbows right out to the side, extend that leg, back into the centre, draw the elbow towards the knee, and back down. Last one this side. Exhale, extend, back into that tabletop, draw the elbow towards the knee, and back down. Good. We're repeating on the other side. Exhale up, extend the leg, back in, drive that elbow, and down. Keeping the elbows right out to the side, scooping the stomach muscles to the mat, drive the elbow, and back down. We've got 2 more here. And last one. Bring it in, drive the elbow, and back down. Good work. Hands back by the sides, bringing the legs up one by one into that tabletop position. And we're just going to bring one toe tap down towards the mat, and then back up, and then the other. Good. Really nice and controlled. Keeping that back flat onto the mat. Scooping the stomach muscles to the spine. Remembering to breathe. Good. Nice and controlled. Last one. And then we're going to take the arms up above, and we're going to go straight into our dead bugs. So we are extending opposite arms and legs, lengthening away from the body, and then back up into the centre. Good. Really squeeze the core nice and tight. Remembering to breathe. Lengthen. Keep that back flat on the mat. We've got 1 more each leg. And last one. And then hug the knees to the chest and just gently rock from side to side. Bring the legs back up into that tabletop position. I want you to bring the hands back behind the neck, behind the head, and we're just going to lift the head, neck and shoulders. I want you to bring the feet and the knees together, and you're just going to push the feet away from the body and back in. But the idea is that we keep the back flat on the mat. So we just extend slightly and back in. So it should be a really tiny movement because we're not letting the spine come off the mat. So exhale as we lengthen, inhale back in. Good work. Remembering to breathe. We've got 3 more here. Last 2. And that last one. And then hug the knees into the chest and just gently rock from side to side. Bringing the head, neck and shoulders. We're starting here, hugging into our shins, and we're going to extend both the arms and the legs. Now, to make it slightly easier, bring the legs higher, and if you want to make it more challenging, bring the legs closer towards the floor. So we hug in, and then we extend into this hollow hold. Bring the arms back round, hugging the knees, and extend. Good. We've got 2 more here. Breathe, keep that back flat on the mat. And last one. And hug the knees to the chest once again. Just rock from side to side. Extend the legs out in front of you. Stretch the arms above the head. And just give those abdominals a really nice big stretch. And then bring the feet in, up towards the bum. And the knees are going up towards the ceiling. We're going to peel off the spine 1 vertebra at a time into our nice glute bridge. Squeeze at the top, neck nice and long, and then rolling back down the side, down the spine and back up. Breathe, exhale as we come up, squeeze at the top and rolling back down. Good. We're going to hold it at the top here. I want you to shift the weight into that left leg. We're going to take the right leg off into that tabletop and it's going to extend and bring it back in. Good. So we're really relying on this supporting leg. We're squeezing this glute to help protect the spine. Good. We've got 1 more. And then pop that foot back down, roll back down the spine, and then we're going to go straight back up again. So back into that position, get ready to shift the weight into the right leg, squeeze as we lift the leg into tabletop, and then extend and control back in. Good. Really keep that core nice and tight, squeezing that glute to protect the spine. Breathe, lengthen the leg. We've got 2 more here. And last one. Control it back up. Gently place the foot back down and roll back down the spine. 1 vertebra at a time. Once again, hugging the knees to the chest and just gently rocking from side to side. Massage the lower spine, taking the legs back up into tabletop, lifting the head, neck and shoulders, and we are pulsing in through the nose and exhale through the mouth, keeping that back flat on the mat. Breathe. We're going to add a leg extension and back in, and then the other side and in. Just 1 more each side. And last one. And control back in. Hug the knees to the chest. And just gently rock from side to side. Pop the feet back down. And then we are going to roll onto our side. We're going to have our head in our hand and we're going to have the top leg crossed over and that underneath leg straight out beneath us. We've got 3 more here. Last 2. And we're going to hold at the top Breathe. Hold it. And control. Back down. Pop that top leg on top. We're going to keep our head in our hands, sorry. And we've got this front arm here for a bit of support. We're just going to lift that top leg up and down. So we're keeping the hips nice and stacked on top of each other. Like I said, we've got this front arm here to stop us rolling around if we need it. So we're just lifting up and down. Now if you want to make this slightly more challenging, we can lift the underneath leg as well. So it's just slightly raised off the mat, and then it's that top leg moving up and down. Nice and controlled. Keeping that top glute squeezed nice and tight. Really feel like you're lengthening the leg away from the body. Good, we've got 3 more here. And on this next one, we're going to hold it up, and then I want you to draw a circle with this top leg. You're going to really try not to roll around too much. We're just moving from that hip joint, squeezing the glute nice and tight. Breathe. And then change direction. Can feel it kicking in. Good. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. And then finally, little pulses just to finish us off. We've got 8 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and relax back down. Good work. Gently coming back up through the centre and switching over sides. So we've got our head in our hand, we've got that front leg stretched over us, which is also quite a nice little glute stretch here, and the underneath leg is straight beneath us and flex foot. We're driving that foot up towards the ceiling, working the adductor, driving up and control back down. Good work. Really drive it up towards the ceiling. Don't worry if you get that Pilates shake. I think we all do with this exercise. Good. Keep the core nice and tight. Breathe. We've got 2 more, and then we're going to hold it up. Drive and hold up towards the ceiling. Deep breaths. Good. Last 3, 2, 1, and control it back down. Hand here in front, and then take that top leg on top. Again, just make sure the hips are stacked right on top of each other. We're not rolling back or forwards, and we're just lifting that top leg up and down. Nice and controlled. Keep the core nice and engaged. Keep that glute really squeezed. And if you did on the other side, we're going to lift that underneath leg as well. And then it's just that top leg going up and down. Good. So just ever so slightly off the mat with the bottom leg. Breathing and lengthening that leg away from the body. Again, keeping the abdominals engaged and really squeezing that glute. It's that top glute doing the work. Breathe. We're going to hold it up on this one, and then I want you to draw a circle or some kind of shape with that foot. Trying not to let the body roll around too much. Good. Keep the core tight, even though it burns. And then change direction. Keep squeezing. Inhale and exhale through the burn. And then finally, we are pulsing for 10 seconds. Last 5 seconds. 3, 2, and control it back down. Stretch that foot over. If you need to just stretch out that glute here. And then coming on to our front. We want the hands just underneath the face in a little diamond shape. We're keeping our feet on the floor, glutes squeezed, and we're just lifting, working the lower spine, and control back down. Good, and coming up. Keep that neck nice and long. We've got 3 more here. And we're going for our last one. We're just going to hold it a bit longer. Breathe. Last 3, 2, 1, and control back down. Take the legs a little bit wider, so around hip width apart, and I want you to rotate in, so we are turning the inner thighs towards the mat. We're then going to lift the legs, and I just want you to flutter the heels towards each other, which feels a bit strange, I will admit, but we're really working those glutes. Fluttering the feet, so we're tapping heels, really squeezing, working those inner thighs and the glutes. Last 3, 2, 1, and relax back down. Bring the legs back into parallel, about hip distance apart, extending the arms above the head. We're going to just lift opposite arms and legs, lengthen, and the other side. Good, try to keep those shoulders nice and relaxed. Keep the core nice and tight. We're going to go for our last one, then lift, birth, and we're going to paddle. We're going for a swim. Deep breaths, keep the neck nice and long, really working that lower spine. Last 3, 2, 1, and relax back down. Bring the hands near the chest. We're just going to press up into a nice back bend, and then send the bum right back to the heels. Bring the knees right out to the width of the mat, and just walk those hands forward. Take a nice stretch there. Inhale through the nose, and exhale through the mouth. And then we're going to come up onto all fours. We are nearly finished here, just the last few. So keep the hands underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. Core really nice and tight. We're going to extend opposite arms and legs, lengthen, and then we need to draw the knee to the elbow around that spine, really hug it in, and then extend, nice flat back, and control back in, over to the other side. In, lengthen, and control down. And in, keep that neck nice and long. And back in. Last one here, I just want you to tuck the toes under. We're going to lift the knees off the mat, and I just want you to kiss the floor with the knees, so we're pressing up and away. Core really nice and engaged here. Breathe. We've got 10 more. Last 6. Last 3, 2, 1, and relax the knees, soften the feet, press the floor away, arch that spine. Inhale and exhale up towards the wall or whatever it is you're looking at. And again. And then come back to that neutral spine. I just want you to press back up into that downward dog. Take a few foot pedals here, really press back into the spine, and then just walk the hands back towards the feet and rolling up the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Head is the last thing to come back up. Give yourself a shake and well done. That is another workout done. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you on another one.